Good morning, everyone. Now you can see the text number 5. It's calling the fur coat. Let's go. You must read or listen to this text. Miss Melrose was taking the night train from London to Glasgow. It was 3 o'clock in the morning and she was trying to sleep but couldn't. The heater wasn't working. The compartment was very cold. Miss Melrose had a very expensive fur coat. She wrapped it around her and curled up on the seat. There was only one other person in the compartment, a woman. At about 3:30 in the morning, Miss Melrose left the compartment to get a drink. When she came back, she got a nasty shock. When she came back, she got a nasty shock. The other woman was wearing her fur coat. Miss Melrose said, "How dare you? Give me back my coat at once, or I'll call the guard." The other woman just smiled and said it was her coat. So Miss Melrose ran to get the guard. The guard didn't know what to do. He had no idea who was the real owner of the fur coat. He said, "When we get into Glasgow, I'd better take you both to the police." An hour later, Miss Melrose and the other woman were in Glasgow Central Police Station. A young policewoman was trying to find out who owned the coat. "It's mine," said Mrs. Melrose. "Look inside and you will see my name and address on the label." When the policewoman looked inside the coat, she could not find the label. The other woman had taken it out. The policewoman said, "I must take this coat away and examine it." She left the room and came back a few minutes later. She looked at both the woman and said, "I am afraid the owner of this coat is in very serious trouble. When I was examining the coat, I found this inside the lining." The policewoman held up a small plastic bag full of white powder. She said, "This is a very dangerous drug. The owner of this coat may go to prison for a long time." When she heard this, the other woman stood up and said, "Oh, well, perhaps I was wrong. It wasn't my coat after all." Then she left the police station as fast as she could. Miss Melrose was very upset. She said, "This is my coat, but I don't know anything about those drugs. That woman must have put them in the lining." The policewoman handed Miss Melrose her coat. She smiled and said, "Don't worry, Miss Melrose. I'm sure you are the real owner of this coat. And by the way, I didn't find anything in the lining. This is a packet of salt I borrowed from the canteen." And now you can see this extra vocabulary. You must write these words in your copybooks and learn by heart. Let's go. A fur coat, шуба. To take the night train from London to Glasgow, ехать ночным поездом из Лондона в Глазго. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Было 3 часа утра. The heater wasn't working. Обогреватель не работал. The compartment was very cold. Купе было очень холодно. Expensive – дорогой. Its antonym is cheap. She wrapped the fur coat around her. Она набросила на себя шубу. She curled up on the seat. Она свернулась калачиком на полке. A person – человек. At about 3:30 in the morning, около половины четвертого утра. To leave the apartment, it means to go out of the compartment. To get a drink, чтобы выпить воды. She got a nasty shock, она испытала жуткое потрясение. To wear, it means to have on one's body. How dare you? Как вы смеете? To give something back, it means to return something. To threaten to do something, пригрозить сделать что-либо. Maybe the guard, проводник. The real owner of the fur coat, настоящий владелец шубы. To take somebody to the police station, отвезти кого-либо в полицию. An hour late, it means in an hour. Central, центральный. To find out, выяснить. To own something, владеть чем-либо. Somebody's address, чей-либо адрес. On the label, на ярлыке. To take something out, maybe here, вырезать что-либо. To examine something, осмотреть что-либо. To be in serious trouble, иметь серьезные неприятности. In, maybe inside the lining, под подкладкой. To hold up, it means to rise, поднимать, поднять. A plastic bag, полиэтиленовый мешочек. Full of something, полный чего-либо. White powder, белый порошок. Dangerous drug, опасный наркотик. To go to prison, попасть в тюрьму, оказаться в тюрьме. To stand up, its antonym is to sit down. I was wrong, its antonym is I was right. After all, в конце концов. As fast as she could, as quickly as she could. To be upset, быть расстроенным. To calm somebody down, успокоить кого-либо. To hand somebody something, it means to give somebody something. To worry, беспокоиться. By the way, кстати, a packet of salt, пакетик соли. And now you can see these irregular verbs. You must learn by heart. To leave, left, left, покидать. To come, came, come, приходить. To see, saw, seen, видеть. To tell, told, told, рассказывать. To run, ran, run, бегать. To get, got, получать. To take, took, taken, брать. To say, said, said, сказать. To hold, held, held, держать или удержать. To think, thought, думать. To put, put, класть. To find, found, находить. To show, showed, shown, показывать. Thank you for your attention. I wish you good luck.